Once again, I'm Amy Ware. I have the honor of serving as mayor of Marshall, Texas. I would also like to introduce here with me this afternoon is our emergency management coordinator, Chief David Rainwater. He'll be coming up in a minute with a separate statement and some information as well. I would like to take a moment first to address our many community members who have provided meals and snacks to our hardworking Public Works Department during this because they've been working overtime. It was very cold yesterday, and we appreciate people. I was getting Facebook messages, text messages, what can we do to help? And I appreciate our city staff for helping to coordinate those volunteers. Thank you all very much. It's very appreciated. I would also like to thank Ray Wilson with State Senator Brian Hughes' office for helping us coordinate water to distribute to our citizens. Also Brookshire's, the East Texas Food Bank, and the Texas Department of Emergency Management. They've all been crucial partners in helping us get water out to our citizens of Marshall. We had distribution yesterday, have had one today. I know the water's gone very quickly. We've had people at the convention center lined up, and so we appreciate everyone for coming and being very orderly, and the people who helped us get the water there. I would also like to thank our police and fire department for helping us distribute that water. And I believe we had finished our distribution that was at 2:30 today. It'd probably be close to finishing. The water's gone very quickly. I'd like to address current situations as well. I would like to take a moment to our fellow council member Nathaniel Campbell and his wife Amberly. They were making chicken spaghetti for our workers yesterday and delivering it, and that was very appreciated, going above and beyond, but I appreciate that, and please tell Amberly thank you as well. But we are currently in a situation created by inaction and neglect of critical water infrastructure, and this has taken place over many decades. It's been a delay of maintenance, upgrades, and replacements. Unfortunately, a partial failure of water systems is something we are seeing not only locally and regionally, but across our state and nation. Many of our water systems are very old, and they have fulfilled a lifetime of dutiful service, and it's time for many of them to be retired. These systems are expensive not only to build, but to maintain, and they require constant investment. It should be something every year is being done and replaced. I'm incredibly thankful that our current council is willing to take bold steps to address the ever-growing water needs of our city. As you know, across the state of Texas, water is a huge discussion, both at our state legislature, regionally, and locally. There are cities in the state of Texas that would love to have the water resources we have here in East Texas, and we have local and elected officials, members of organizations, private volunteers stepping up to trying to help us protect that water. And I see that as part of our infrastructure is helping protect and conserve the water supply we have here locally, and I do take that as a great responsibility. We do all, as individuals, understand, the members of council understand that this is an incredibly frustrating situation. We too live here, and we're without water at our homes, and we've closed our businesses during this time. I know mine's been closed yesterday and today, and hope to be fully operational by tomorrow, but we realize this is a hardship not only for business owners, industry, but all their employees as well. And like I said, I sympathize, I empathize, and we are living that, and it's a huge inconvenience. And as we move forward, I want a modern and reliable water system, not only for my family, but for all the citizens of Marshall. Major transmission lines, as we see here on Spring Street, and if you'd like to be able to go forward after the conference and let us show you, get a little more in-depth view, we'll be able to do that. But these transmission lines are responsible for the distribution of water throughout the city and are therefore crucial to our overall water system and our public safety. Having clean water coming to your house and dirty water going away is absolutely crucial for public health, public safety, and also when we have fires and incidents of that type, we need a reliable and safe water supply. We have focused millions of dollars on water and wastewater treatment centers here in town. So we have our water treatment center is on 59 right in the middle of town. It was built state-of-the-art in the 50s. It has continued to run well. They built it at a larger capacity than what was needed at the time, which has been beneficial to the city of Marshall. And then we also have our wastewater treatment center south of I-20 on the south side of town. So they are two different facilities, not located near one another. And our water main distribution lines, as the one we see here, one of our major ones, they are 50 to 80 years old throughout our city, and they require additional significant investment. Our council's already allocated an upcoming $56 million to upgrade our water and wastewater treatment centers. We have replaced and modernized our lift stations throughout the city and replaced some undersized lines and transmissions lines. We have just not been able to replace them all, but we have been able to replace some. There is still much more to be done, and it will take the support of our citizens and the council to financially continue these upgrades. And I do appreciate a lot of citizens have reached out. I know not just me, fellow council members, as they've seen our public works people out in the communities, our first responders, that's how many people are in support of being able to help us upgrade these water systems, because that was not always the case in the past. It is a significant investment. It is an investment that the citizens make with their hard-earned dollars to ensure this sort of infrastructure. So we do not take that responsibility lightly. We want to use those monies and use them well, but knowing this is an ongoing project. If somebody landed $100 billion to the city of Marshall tomorrow to upgrade all our infrastructure, you can't possibly do it in a short period of time. It takes a lot of planning, it's expensive, and we are trying to do those planning and have everything modernized and upgraded. I would like to take a quick moment to thank our hardworking public works staff. The job they do is very difficult. They are often not talked about kindly, but then people will be very grateful for the work they do. And they do so much behind the scenes. They're not people who are in it for the attention. That it can be dangerous work. It's highly skilled work. And they are absolutely crucial, not only for our water system, but how it impacts public safety throughout our city and our community. Now I'd like to turn this over to our emergency management coordinator, Chief David Rainwater.
You are listening to the Heartbeat 183.9. It is very loud out here with the equipment.
Well, I want to start off with thank you again with the mayor's comments. Appreciate you all coming out. I've spoken with many of you throughout this process individually. I just want to start with a quick recap of kind of where we're at. So at approximately 5:30 a.m. yesterday morning, we discovered a significant leak, 24-inch primary distribution main. It's one of our largest and most critical transmission lines in the city. This is not a small service line. It's a major infrastructure component that carries a high volume of water to various portions of our community. Due to the sheer volume of water that was being lost through this break, we were required to shut down our water treatment plant to prevent further loss and protect the integrity of our system, thus causing the outage out throughout the city. Our crews have been working around the clock since this moment the leak was identified, and we are doing our best to try and get this corrected. Our repairs efforts to date, overnight our crews successfully welded a pipe sleeve over the leak, a standard first line repair technique for main breaks of this type. Unfortunately, the sleeve, unfortunately the sleeve continues to leak. This is directly attributable to the age and fragility of the pipe itself. As the mayor indicated, many of these pipes that we have are older than most of us standing here. So we have to be very gentle with it. And I want to be transparent with you. This repair is not going quickly because of the conditions that we are facing with this pipe. And with but our crews are not giving up. They're staying and getting it fixed. Our next phase of repair will involve applying large mechanical clamps and then wrap them entirely in concrete to stop the leak. That's what you see taking place behind me right now. The clamps are actually going in place as we speak, and then concrete will be applied here later this evening. Now I know the question that everybody has is what's the timeline? Well, at this time I'm not in a position to give you a firm estimate of a full water service restoration. I know that's not what anybody wants to hear, but given the complications that we faced and encountered with this repair, I simply cannot provide a confident restoration timeline. What I will tell you is that our crews are on scene working continuously. We will provide updates as conditions change, and the moment that we have a credible restoration timeline, we will communicate that immediately. I want to also take a second to acknowledge our Public Works and the effort that they put in. This is, if you guys recall, we've had several of these in the last few months, and every time this is the effort that we get out of them. It's without hesitation, without question. They go to work and they stay till the job's done, and we cannot say enough about how much we appreciate what they do. I also want to take an opportunity to thank our mayor and city council and our city leadership for their immediate support and resources throughout this response. It would be very easy for everybody to kind of try to duck and dodge responsibility, but nobody here in the city is doing that. We're taking full responsibility, and we're trying to be transparent with our citizens and making every effort to communicate everything as best we can and make the repairs in the most timely way that we can. With that, I would like to open it up. I'll answer any questions to the best of my ability. So, fire away.
Is water distribution going to continue today?
So, to that, I won't specifically talk about a restoration timeline. What I can tell you is that as far as the repairs go, we should be applying the concrete, which will be the last step of this repair, this evening. Now, there'll be time that has to set up. There'll be time that we have to fully charge the system, we got to get the treatment plant back up and running. So when we get all those things in place, all that takes time. So depending on how long this goes, and then depending on how long it takes for us to get the system fully charged, then water will return. And I will communicate that as soon as I have it from these guys. As soon as they start pouring concrete, we should be able to get a more delineated timeline.
I was told that water distribution, like how you guys had yesterday at the convention center, I was referring to that.
Oh, the water distribution, yes. I tell you what, Gabby, let me come back to that one just a second. Did you have a question?
Yes, I was told by the Public Works Director that this fix is temporary. This pipe actually needs to be replaced. Is there a timeline that this pipe will be replaced?
So I'll refer back to kind of what the statement that the mayor was talking about. We have several large mains in this city that are extremely old. The one that we had just a few weeks ago on Highway 59 was installed in 1940. So these are what we're continuing to deal with. And so the plan that the city has in place is to try and replace all these pipes. But again, it's a very large undertaking. It's a very costly undertaking. And we have money set aside to do these things and begin working on the process. But unfortunately, as we continue to work through that plan, these things happen. And so they're not mutually exclusive. So.
And I took a look at the budget, and that is one of your priorities is water and infrastructure. The 2026 fund has an option for an interfund transfer out of that water fund of almost $4 million. Where is that money going?
Well, so I'm going to tell you, I'm not the Public Works Director. I'm the Emergency Management Coordinator. What I can tell you is that we have I'm going to get tongue-tied here. It's a master water plan that we have. We work with our engineer and our Public Works Director and those three firms to identify what's our highest priorities, and those are the experts, and so that's how we'll roll that out. But I couldn't tell you right now what that's going to look like.
Being taken out of the water and sewage fund, where it's going?
I couldn't answer that for you. Oh,
I have a question. for
Sure.
you. I appreciate you so much and communication you've given us. I appreciate Mayor Amy Ware so much for coming up and talking with us. I'm going to be frank. The mayor of Marshall is a figurehead position, essentially an elected but unpaid volunteer. You are the head of emergency management. You are our Marshall Fire Chief. You are not the Public Works Director. You are not the city manager. We have not yet heard from the city manager. She is here. Why are we not hearing from the city manager? People want to hear from Melissa Bosmer.
okay. Well, what I will tell you is that in emergency situations like that, you usually try to keep it to one point of contact. And we ask for that in the emergency management office. We ask for one point of contact so that we can make sure the information is consistent that's going out. So everything that comes through, everything that goes out to the media comes through us. And that is why I am typically the person that stands before the media, because I'm the one that gets all the information. I update the city manager to make sure that she has that information to brief council, but she doesn't have all the specifics to be able to answer all the questions. And so typically that's why I'm the one that does that.
And what direction is the city council giving the city manager right now?
I can tell you that what I get is that we got full support to do what we need to do to make the repairs, and that we have the support of council to make sure that we get everything as quickly as we can get it, and to take care of the people that are doing the job. And that's what we try to do.
Fire Chief Rainwater, can you tell us, is there any alternative for people that need to use the bathroom? Have you guys requested any porta potties?
So we have. That's a great question, Gabby. There's a. So to answer your question, yes, we requested porta potties. Unfortunately, a lot of people requested porta potties, and so there was an immediate shortage of those. So we got what we were able to obtain. We put some at several of the city facilities, and we put some I wish Randy was here. He could tell me where the other ones went. I want to say that we acquired, I think, 12 that we've put throughout the city, but we do not have the capacity to provide for the community. We just don't.
And for our students, wrong city. Marshall ISD did cancel classes today. Can we expect that the rest of the week?
I am in communication. So one of the things as the emergency manager, I'm in communications with all of our hospitals, all of our school districts, all of our colleges, and all of our county partners. So again, all that information comes through me to them to distribute, and I work closely with them to help them make their decisions on whether or not they open or close. For example, today, we actually started today with an anticipated delay, and then because of the repair this morning at about 5:45, 6 a.m., I was in conversation with them to go ahead and cancel. And so we have good working relationships with all of our partners, and that's how that gets handled.
So it'll be a day-by-day basis.
Yes, ma'am.
GCL.
And Chief, circling back to my question, is free water distribution going to be happening at the convention center or just other sites?
So it's just, for us, it's just at the convention center, and I will just touch on that real quick. So one of the things that we do is we put in a request, and I will come to you just in a second, I promise. We put in a request through the state, the Division of Emergency Management, to get those resources. We had some pallets left over from our last water outage. We distributed those yesterday. We put in a request yesterday. We've received some of our request today. We've distributed, I think, about 11 pallets of water. We're just trying to give it out as we get it. So that's how we're handling it right now. We have requested an additional 20 pallets that we expect to receive sometime late tonight to hand out tomorrow, should it be necessary. But again, that will depend on what takes place here. So if we can get water restored, then it'll drive what we do as far as distribution. So, yes, sir.
Once a credible timeline is established for the water flowing, approximately how long before the boiler might be lifted?
Okay, it's a great question. So for the boil alert, and again, I'm going to relay what I know, and this is dangerous because I know just enough to be dangerous. So what I've been told by our water administration folks is that when we get the system fully recharged, we will take a sample for testing. We take that test, we send it to a lab, they evaluate it, they coordinate with the TCEQ, with the state, and then the state releases us to drop the boil ban. So typically that whole process takes a minimum of 72 hours, or 73 business days, basically. It can take up to 5, depending on what's going on with the lab or if it crosses over a weekend, but that is the case. If you use third-party services, which I know that is an option, it doesn't slow anything down, or doesn't necessarily speed anything up significantly, because you still have to go through TCEQ to process all the paperwork and get released. So I think best case scenario, if we use the third party, it would be maybe 48 hours. Worst case scenario, we use the state labs, it's 72. So.
In the email we received about the press conference, it said the city's in a water crisis. Would you say y'all are in a water crisis?
We are at stage 4 water conservation. So the city had adopted a policy many years ago. There's 4 stages. They relate to anything from drought to obviously significant drought. Stage 4 is a system emergency, and that's what we are in, which means that we have the ability to enact severe water restrictions. So throughout the city, we've shut down the car washes immediately. We shut down the laundromats and things like that use large volumes of water. And then we've asked our citizens to be extremely conservative in their use of water. Obviously, they haven't had any right now, so since we had to shut down the water distribution. But prior to shutting down the water treatment plant, some of our citizens did still have water, and we asked them to be very conservative with that.
All right, everyone. We are experiencing here some technical difficulties, and we'll be right back here with more of the interview coming up here just in a few minutes. So stay with me. We're going to take a break.
Since 1900, our customers have relied on and placed their trust in First National Bank of East Texas. Today, we remain committed to earning that trust and serving the needs of families and businesses throughout East Texas. Because time never stands still, you can depend on us to meet the changing needs of future generations for the next 125 years. You can bank on that. First National Bank of East Texas.
Start the show. Alright, stand by for show open. 5, 4, 3, 1.
Good morning, East Texas.
Thanks for waking up with us.
Mornings start here. Your future is wide open at Kilgore College. With small class sizes and tuition that is a fraction of a four-year university, we get you moving toward your goals fast. Whether you need hands-on training, hybrid online or in-person classes, and transfer partnerships to finish a bachelor's degree, we have you covered. Plus, with over 66 areas of study available and over 22 certificates, you get the flexibility you need to succeed. Make the smart choice. Start here.
I was going up to hit and a ball rolled under my foot, and I was scared that my playing career was affected. The trainer scripted my rehabilitation, including jumping, forward and backward movements to work the muscles in my ankles. So when I get on the court, I'm able to do all of those movements. Go to the sports medicine specialist at Baylor Scott & White, Texas Spine and Joint Hospital.
When I was a child, one of my favorite Bible stories was David and Goliath. Sadly, if you or your loved ones are involved in an accident, the insurance company
our normal daily operations. That's not the case. Because of the size and because of what's going on, it's caused a citywide shutdown. And so that's where we're at today.
Chief. Any of the local stores like Walmart and grocery stores, are they receiving water shortages?
I don't know for sure, but if it's like anything else, when we have an announcement, I think everybody ran to get toilet paper and water. That's the typical thing. I don't know that sure. I haven't spoke with them. Most of our businesses, the ones that have been able to remain open, have done so. They've kind of limped along to do so. We've got quite a few that just simply could not remain open. And so, I would tell most of our residents, I hate to discourage people that still need. We're not far from Three-Quarter Longview. Those all still open. You can still get water. You can still get community there as well. So we do have resources that are within travel distance to get. Hopefully we'll have this fixed as quickly as possible so we can get everybody back up to normal operations.
Chief. To clarify, if someone turns on their faucet and no water's coming out?
That's not necessarily the case. It depends on where you're at in the city because the city's different elevations. When they had to charge this pipe to check the leaks, they charged it with a very, very low. Neighborhoods, people were talking on Facebook, hey, I've got some water. It's just because of where they're at in the system. The water flows downhill and it gets into the low spots. For example, I spoke with Dr. Blackburn at ETBU. They still have no water because they're up at one of our highest elevations, so still no water at ETBU.
Chief, I had water at my house before I left here. That water that was coming out, first of all, certainly not full pressure. It was also quite coppery brown color. How long will that last after everything is said and done?
So that's a great question. When we have the systems, most people don't realize that sediment develops in the lines. And so we flush, and we that's why you see a lot of times you'll see the fire department goes out and flushes hydrants, or the water department will go out and flush hydrants. We do that to try and push out that sediment and some of that stuff. Unfortunately, when a water system drains like this, or when a water system gets stopped, all that stuff that's normally moving in the system falls and collects, and so when we charge it back up, it's like sweeping up a dust pile. It all just comes together, and so you're going to see that until that flushes out of the system. I would say typically, usually within 12 hours, that starts to go away. And so, but obviously it's going to depend on how much you run your system, right? If you don't turn your showers on, you don't run your, you don't take baths, please, everybody make sure you take baths when we get the water back. But if you don't do those things, then, you're gonna see it a little bit longer.
You do have your fire chief panel.
I do.
So, how important is it to the citizens of Marshall? It's always important to be safe with fire, but right now it's critical.
Well, we issued an emergency outdoor burn ban for that very reason. We actually coordinated also with the county because we don't have to respond to the county, but we are a neighbor and a partner with them. So when they have large-scale events, we help them out. Because of the shortage and the viability, we are actually relying on them right now to bring us water tenders should we have a structure fire. And these are plans that we make. I think most people, if you've ever known a firefighter, you would probably say that they kind of fly by the seat of their pants. That is not true for the fire chief. We actually make a lot of plans about how we deal with these things. And, I tell people all the time, we don't go to a structure fire or anything without a plan A, plan B, plan C. Because we assume that what we're going to do is going to have complications, and we don't want to be surprised. And that's what we instruct our guys to do. And so we've got plans in place. Those water tenders will come and back us up should we need it. Fortunately, we've been very lucky. We've only had a few little minor things where we had to go put out some people that didn't get the message about the illegal burning. We had to go put some things out. But thus far, we've managed it very well, and we appreciate the citizens helping us out with that. All right. Thank y'all very much, and I appreciate you